Mr. Newman is a good boy. Hey everybody, it's Sunday morning. Way too early. Look at my peas. They're just about done for the season. But they produced hundreds of peas. Great salads. Still have some carrots and some lettuce. But I have a couple hours today. It's about 8 o'clock on Sunday. I have a couple hours today before I gotta go to work. Apparently I'm working both days this weekend. What it is. Hey, I found a belt for the PTO. Spins pretty good. Oops. Sorry, I got a tripod. See my little tripod set up. I'm gonna show you here. Oh, I got boogies. So let me give you an update on the old 73 Gilson. I came to terms with the fact that I'm just too damn busy. Hi, Doug. Come to terms with the fact that I'm just too damn busy to get this tractor painted this year. I was really hoping to tear it down and get her kind of put back in the original colors, but yesterday was supposed to be, Saturday morning was supposed to be the day I started taking it apart and stripping it down. And then I got a call for some emergency work that needed to be done in the house. And I spent the day crawling around underneath the house getting some plumbing squared away. And anyhow, by the end of the day I was pretty frustrated. I've got all these projects stacking up and I got winter looming. The snow's going to be hitting the ground pretty soon. So I came to the conclusion and I consulted with the old girl, and she's okay with this. She's not getting paint this year. It's not going to happen. She's got to get up on the mountain and do some work before the snow hits the ground and things freeze up. And she's got to be able to push snow. Come on, dude. She's got to be able to push snow out of the driveway and the laneway and stuff by mid-November, which is just right around the corner. And I know how I am, and there's a couple things that are going to happen. I'm going to break it all apart now, and I'm either going to A, rush it back together, and it's going to piss me off because it's not going to be right because I rushed it, or B, it's going to be blown apart until the spring, and that's going to piss me off because the whole purpose of building that snow plow and getting the box scraper and stuff together was to get the roads groomed and ready for winter and plow ready to push snow off the road. So it's going to go up as it sits. I already started peeling the sheet metal, you could see a couple weeks ago when I was doing this PTO setup, and that's about as far as I got. So I'm going to put her back together. I've got a whole milk crate worth of accessories and stuff I was going to do. I was going to put on this after it got painted, but you know what? Forget about it. It's going to go on now. It's going to go back together. Original paint, original decals, rat rod style. I'm going to leave it that way. And if I get a bug in my bonnet, I'll bring it back down the mountain to the city and peel the sheet metal in the spring. We'll see how it goes. So here's what I have planned. I'm going to paint I will definitely paint the muffler. Keep a little chrome tip. I'm going to paint the body black and the rest of the piping black. I have a new taillight for it. This is an old school. It's actually, it had a 6-volt bulb and then I got to change it out. This is off some sort of service truck. I think a nice round taillight will match the round headlights. I got an old school voltmeter I want to put into this thing. Old Stuart Warner. I got to add the cigarette lighter. That's just too damn cool. I'm going to put a tractor light on the back. Toggle switch. I'll show you where that's going to go. I've got some of these. These are track lights that I pulled out of, who knows, 3 different jobs. They've been sitting in a box forever. These are actually 12-volt lights. They have transformers in there, 30 macro. These are 50 watt. I'll put the 250 watters forward, super bright. And I have a 20 watt, which would be good for the rear. And that's really only to kind of see if I'm backing up or attaching an implement to the back. I don't know how much night work I'm going to be doing grading, but you never know. So I'll put the lower wattage to the rear, 250s to the front, and this one's a 36. I'll keep that one as a spare for, well, to have a spare. Into it, I pulled the tank out. I'm going to redo the wiring harness real quick. There's my shadow. Hi, shadow. Add the cigarette lighter and the rear light switch. Here's what I've got over here. I took apart. There's my light bar for the snowplow. There's the muffler. Keep on keeping on. So it's 7:20 p.m. now on Saturday. I got home from work about 45 minutes ago. I put the fuel tank back in, battery, and That's how that PTO system is set up. So there's the back of the tractor. It's actually quite liberating once you kind of acknowledge the fact that you're never going to get everything done, and it just sucks. So there's the new tail light. There's the work light. That's one of the little track light deals. This is what the dash looks like now. This is a sig lighter. This hole, and these holes were already here. I put a voltmeter in, and that hole was actually already there too. All I had to do was just poke through this thin ass aluminum right there, but the hole was already in the dash. And the backlight, pretty cool, and it's aimable. Got the thumb screws here. Here's another little funsy I made. 2 old speaker magnets, a couple old brackets I had laying around. This is a shipping bracket off of a washing machine. Those are the ones you have to pull out before on the front loaders before you can install them and use them, from the Never Ending Project. I kept it because I thought it was cool. And then there are 2 more of those track lights. Those are the 50-watt bulbs I have in there. What I'm going to do, actually I epoxied them. See, I epoxied the magnets are epoxied to the brackets, and it's still curing. It's getting there. It's almost there. But I'll show you. They're going to stick on the top here, and they sit just above the stock headlights by about 7 inches. Because when I got that big old snow plow on here, the snow plow comes up and covers like 80% of the headlights. So just like the big boy snow plows, I got an extra set of headlights. Oops. And instead of hardwiring them, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run them to that new cigarette lighter, wire them into this cord I had laying around. That way I can pull them on and off without having any pigtails or anything. Should be pretty fun. Let me put the tin back on this. I'll stick that sucker down and show you how it looks.